Greetings, friends. Today, I want to share with you a remarkable story, one that taught me about faith, doubt, and the importance of trusting Jesus completely. It is the story of how I stepped out of a boat and walked on water toward Jesus, only to begin sinking when doubt crept in. This story changed my understanding of faith and God's sustaining power forever. It was late in the evening, and the Sea of Galilee was restless. The wind had picked up, and the waves were crashing against our boat with increasing force. Jesus had sent us ahead in the boat while he stayed behind to pray alone on a nearby mountain. The night was dark, and the storm made the sea seem even more threatening. We were rowing hard, fighting the wind and waves, trying to reach the shore. The fatigue from the day's work and the storm's fury weighed heavily on us. Suddenly, through the darkness and the roar of the wind, I saw a figure walking toward us on the water. At first, my heart froze in fear. I thought I was seeing a ghost. But then, the figure called out to us in a familiar voice, calm and reassuring, "Take courage. It is I, don't be afraid." It was Jesus. My fear turned to awe, and I shouted back, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." Jesus simply said, "Come." In that moment, a boldness surged through me. I climbed out of the boat and stepped onto the water. To my amazement, my feet did not sink. I was walking on the water, moving steadily toward Jesus. The wind howled around me, the waves crashed beneath my feet, but I kept my eyes fixed on him. For a while, I walked confidently, feeling the miraculous power sustaining me. But then, I noticed the fierce wind and the choppy waves. Doubt began to creep into my heart. My focus wavered, and fear gripped me. Suddenly, I felt the water beneath my feet pulling me down. I began to sink. "Lord, save me!" I cried out in desperation. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught me. His touch was firm and loving. "You of little faith," he said gently, "why did you doubt?" As we climbed back into the boat, the wind died down, and calm returned. The storm was stilled by his presence. I realized then that faith is not about never feeling afraid or uncertain, but about keeping our eyes on Jesus even when the storms rage around us. This experience taught me that Jesus is always there to catch us when we falter. Trusting him means stepping out in faith, even when the path seems impossible, and when doubt threatens to overwhelm us, we can call on him, knowing he will reach out and save us. I also learned that faith requires action. Jesus didn't just call me to stay safe in the boat, he invited me to step out into the unknown, to trust him with every step. Our faith grows when we respond to his call, even when circumstances seem impossible. This story is a powerful reminder for all of us. Life's storms, whether they be fear, doubt, or hardship, will come. But Jesus calls us to walk toward him, to trust him in the midst of the storm. When we do, we discover his power sustaining us and his peace calming our fears. If you want to read this story yourself, you can find it in Matthew 14 verses 22 to 33, Mark 6 verses 45 to 52, and John 6 verses 16 to 21. I encourage you to meditate on these passages and let Jesus strengthen your faith today. Thank you for listening to my story. May God bless you richly and keep you strong in faith as you follow him. Remember, the same Jesus who called me calls you today. Will you follow him?